Hey everybody, and welcome back to my series where I break down all NFL teams about how I feel about them, how they might be impacting in the future, and yeah, let's jump into it. Last week we touched on the AFC East. This week we'll be on the AFC North. So let's start with the Ravens. The Ravens are actually an interesting team. I really like what they've been doing. They got some decent line talent. Orlando Brown, I believe he's gonna flop, but he's at least good depth at minimum. This is an interesting area. They have a completely new receiving core. All three of their best, all three tops are new. Crabtree, he's aging. He's not as good as he was once, but he is getting better. Willie Snead, I liked him when he was at with the Saints, but he was under one of the best QBs of all time. So uh, you really can't judge him until now he's here. So we have Joe Flacco. Uh, Joe Flacco is on the decline, but last time he had a position battle during a contract year, he took him to the Super Bowl. So we'll see what happens. Uh, I really like this acquisition of RG3. When they install Lamar Jackson, they will be a Michael Vick type offense. And the problem with the Michael Vick type offense, it's the same problem with the RG3 type offense. RG3 got hurt. He had a fantastic 1 year. He has a lot of potential, but he got hurt, and he had to play from the pocket, which got rid of his greatest strength. It allowed everyone to just hone in on exactly what they were doing, and it blew up the plays. So, what needs to happen, which is great with this. So now, if say Lamar gets hurt, they don't have to switch up the offense. They don't have to switch to a pocket presence. They don't have to learn two offenses. Joe Flacco, sure, is the number one, but next year they can learn one and just have two mobile quarterbacks to work with. The running back room is average to mediocre. Like Alex Collins will get yards because he's the first one. That's about it. T Sizzle, I mean, you see it right here. He was drafted in '03. I love the man, but he's getting ancient. CJ Mosley, uh, coming into that legendary linebacker core. I believe he's going to be just fine. But we're going to have to see. Eric Weddle isn't terrible either. I do expect them to do better this year just because they have a more dynamic receiving core as well as Joe Flacco for once in his contract life. This contract, at least, these 4 or 5 years, has actually been taking stuff seriously. So it's a completely different feel for them. So next up, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. I do not know what they were doing last year with this when they drafted John Ross. I like John Ross. He's fast. He's explosive playmaker. But they had AJ Green, Boyd, and 3 holes in the line. Now they have John Ross, and now this year they, in a steal of a trade, got both Cordy Glenn and then that draft pick they traded back to, got Billy Price. Fantastic value for them. Tyler Effort, if he can stay healthy, he might actually be pretty potent. Joe Mixon, I can't wait to see him go into action again. They took a big risk drafting him, and it has been paying off, in my opinion. Andy Dalton, he's the opposite of mediocre, so the plus side of mediocre, like average to good in between there. I don't think he's elite. I don't think he's great, but he's a bridge quarterback that can get people. He can get the team where it needs to be, but he's not he's not a Aaron Rodgers, Breeze, Rivers, Manning, someone who's the lockdown no matter what. They had some right here and right here. 2 quality picks. You always want to try and find a free safety. Getting good free safeties is a very difficult game. But they got a pretty good one here. Jesse Bates is not terrible at all. But they also got Sam Hubbard, who is from the famed Ohio State with that crazy defensive line that keeps churning out people like butter. They got Carlos Dunlap, as well as they got Geno Atkins. Their line should be potent this year. Should actually be monstrous. But it all depends on how they feel. Overall, I think they went, I believe, 8-8, 9-7 last year. No, they went less than that for sure. Probably 6-10, 7-9. But now that they fixed up part of the line, as long as the effort stays healthy and the defense can find a rhythm, they can actually be a pretty solid team. Next up is the Cleveland Browns. You can't compare this team to what it was last year. It's just completely different. They got Jarvis Landry, who's bringing a whole new wave of energy. Callaway has been making humongous strides in practice. And when you look at the line, Corbett Austin, he was a very solid pick. I didn't anticipate it, but I liked it a lot. It's a shame they got rid of the year they finally might get somewhere. Joe Thomas is gone. Poor soul. David Njoku, I can't wait for his second year. Hope he stays nice and strong. Darren Fells, I know he isn't a good receiver because I saw him work firsthand in Detroit, but he's solid in the blocking game, and because he's not used as a receiver much, he's normally open for pass plays, which is why we hit him a few times. The QB situation, Baker Mayfield is more pass happy. Tyrod Taylor, I believe he is a better version of Tyrod Taylor, but still has some time to work on it because Tyrod Taylor is a great. I really like Tyrod Taylor. Not great, but he's good. He doesn't hand the ball over. He's good with security. He just needs to learn to be a little better in the air. The running back room, they got a great third down back. Nick Chubb was an absolute great pick. And they got Carlos Hyde. This is a dynamic group. Don't pick him in fantasy except for maybe Johnson, because you aren't getting what you want out of these. Also, this Drew Stanton pick. Drew Stanton has been on many different NFL rosters and been a very potent backup. So I really like this addition. Helps teach Baker Mayfield a few things around the block. Denzel Ward. I personally think they should have got Bradley Chubb, but they like Emmanuel Agba, and Myles Garrett is already a beast. So if they feel confident about those two, the Browns are the Browns defense runs the most man coverage in all of the NFL, and that is what Denzel Ward ran almost every play at Ohio State. So I think this is a very solid pick right here. They also got Gabriel Peppers. Hopefully he can have a better second year. And Demarius Randall. He's back in his natural position. He says he's happier than he was before. So he's hyped there. As well as I forgot to mention Josh Gordon. I believe he's still he's going to be back in time for the beginning of the season. The Browns are have faith in him. So I don't see why there's reason to question it. He's a fantastic athlete and fantastic. He's a freak of nature. Excuse me. And I believe he is going to be fantastic. He just needs to deal with his mental problems, which is why he's not playing at the current moment. Which I applaud this decision. Alright. Now on to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I believe they're going to be first in division. I mean, only 2 times since Mike Tomlin has been the head coach have they dropped below 9 wins. And those 2 times were 8-8 seasons. So, I mean, they have the best wide receiver in the game, a really good second. They have Ben Roethlisberger, just a solid QB. He's declined a little bit, but he's still in an elite tier. Lev Bell, debatably the best running back in the game currently. Their defense, I really don't know how it's going to perform. TJ Watt right here will have to step up immensely just because they really don't have that run stuff anymore. Now that Shazier is hurt and gone, it's a shame that an athlete like that had to go, but you can't control everything. And then Terrell Edmonds, this is a really interesting pick. I believe what I thought would happen at the beginning of training camp would be he would be transitioned to linebacker because I mean he's just he's like his older younger brother, Trumaine, but I mean they both have big size, so yep, and that really sums up the AFC North. I have it going. Pittsburgh Steelers, they go about 10-6. Cleveland, I know there's a lot of hype around them, but they still got another year or 2 to develop, and their starting quarterback will probably not start for most of the season. So they're going to go probably 6-10. Bengals, I want to say 6-10, 8-8. And I want to say Ravens actually would clinch the division by going around they could go anywhere from 6-10 to 11-5. Just because Joe Flacco has to battle again. You know, he has that spark again that he had in the past. So, alright. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And the next one on the AFC South will be uploaded shortly. Peace out.